Alrighty. Hi, my name is Lena Chellis, and I'm doing my speech on elderly driving. Now, let me have a show of hands of how many people drive or have a car. Okay, that's majority. I don't know about you guys, but I've been in countless situations where it's like, I'm on the 45 miles per hour, right? And I'm behind a car who's going 10 miles per hour. And I'm like, what's going on? Who's behind the wheel? So when I finally get across, I see that it's an elderly driver. Now, that's when the question raises, is like, when are they supposed to stop driving? Like, who decides when they are capable and when they're not? My nationwide statistics. There are nearly 34 million drivers over the age of 65. Now that's a lot of drivers, especially senior citizens. Now, by the year 2030, it will be about 57 million. That's 1 in 4 every driver will be a senior citizen. Florida facts. Now, 2.7 million licensed Florida drivers are older than 65. Now, that's 20% of the total drivers in Florida. Florida leads the nation in the number of senior citizens killed in traffic accidents. Now, that would probably be because Florida is mainly like a retirement state. Besides Miami, you go to like Kissimmee, or you go to Lakeland, or you go to St. Augustine. It's just a whole bunch of senior citizens. They're just chilling. So, yeah. Alright, so there's some cases. Last month, in Los Angeles, there was a 100-year-old woman who backed over a group of school children. Now, you really have to wonder, like, okay, after a certain age, I believe after 75, drivers should be retested. I don't think that's I don't think that that you should discriminate against senior citizens, but I do believe that after a certain age, they're not as aware as how we are. Now, I'm not saying we're the best drivers as well, but there's certain health risks that they go through. Like, as they get older, their vision decreases, their hearing decreases. Slower reaction, they're very fragile. Most of the time you see them like holding onto the wheel very tight. Like, they're just very nervous, and like it's just not the same. Like, so, and I have an experience like last week. I'm driving here and I get hit by an elderly woman. Now, it wasn't a major accident or anything like that, but when I got out of my car, like, she could clearly not see over the dashboard, and like I could tell that she probably couldn't really reach the pedal. She was a very small woman in a big car. So it's like I'm pretty sure if she would have gotten retested, like if Florida made it more of a requirement for them to get retested, she probably would not have been driving. Like, there's just some people that just do not need to be on the road. Alright, why is this important? Well, it's a safety for them as well, because they're very fragile. More than likely, if they get into a serious accident, they'll be more hurt than the other people because they're just very fragile. Now, it's important because are you going to wait until it affects you, until you get hit, or maybe a family member, for you to realize how important it is to get them, the ones that cannot drive, off the road? The Lewis and Green Memory and Wellness Center at FAU does voluntary driver evaluations for 12 seniors about the week. They've been doing it since 2001. So, and if you have like grandparents or you know any elderly people that that they're not supposed to be driving, like you can tell. As a driver, like if you're an elderly person, I can understand why you would feel offended if your keys got taken away. Like, you've been driving for about 40, 50 years, and then all of a sudden they tell you can't drive anymore. So you just have to educate them that it's safer for both other people on the road and them if they cannot drive, that they just find other means of transportation. And Florida's transportation system pretty much sucks. Like, I think it sucks. Like, I used to take the bus all the time, and it just sucked. So I think more funding should go to the transportation, and that way they won't feel like they need to drive everywhere, and they could just take the bus, or they could have those little, the shuttles for people their age, take them to the mall or wherever they like to go. And also sign the petitions. And there's not really much laws. There's only 2 states, I believe, Illinois and can't remember the other one, that actually requires the drivers to retake their test. Like in Florida, it requires them to take the vision test, but not really the driver's test. And their vision could be fine, but they could still be nervous on the road or can't hear well, that type of thing. So thank you.